Okay, who's ready for the news? All right, we've missed a couple of weeks in it, so we've got some catching up to do. Obviously, number one, big news, the Prime Minister's gone just a week after saying he weren't going nowhere. That bloke hit more 180s than Tony Hawk, mate. Geezy got rinsed the entire time he was PM for being wet as / a massive fanny / incapable of addressing any and all problems people were annoyed about. He stepped down and he decided to avoid talking about all them problems again and then cry. What vagina. Okay. He's now positioning himself to become Secretary General of the NATO Military Alliance, because obviously what NATO needs is a weak leader that no one respects. Okay, moving on. Another political one, we got Nigel Farage has registered a payment of 270k for advertising gold bullion. Now, people are slagging him off for this, right? But I tell you what, as someone who's done lots of adverts, I will proudly sell out for way less than 270k. And Axel, you agree with that?
I agree, mate. I agree.
Way less than that. Whether you like the bloke or not, you have to admit, being a brand ambassador for gold, that is a pretty reliable product, isn't it? You know, it could be a lot worse. I did an ad for Temu. So, right, I'll tell you now, if I was a politician, I'll take all the money, 100%. I'll be walking into number 10 dressed like Snoop Dogg, fluffy coat, mate, caned a lot. I'll be pimping. Yeah, so... it. Take the money, that's what I say. Quite lucky I'm not running for Prime Minister. Also, I don't really fully understand what Brexit is, so not the man for the job. Right, next up, some mental psycho nutter threw a 3-year-old into a crocodile enclosure at a zoo in Cambridge. He's out on bail now, and apparently he was too disabled to be interviewed. I reckon I probably could have called that, if I'm honest. There's no way you're ticking all the boxes upstairs, is there? Talking to your mate about what you should see next at the zoo. Like, yeah, koalas, man, I love koalas. Let me just pop this kid in crocodiles. Fancy a coffee? No, he's a lunatic. Let's make sure he's off the street before he tries the opposite experiment and throws a crocodile into a creche. On a serious note, though, that bloke was from Norfolk, so this is another stark reminder of consequences of inbreeding. So stop banging family, people. Come on. Next up, World Cup. Dr. Congo today, wasn't it? Beat Dr. Congo.
Dr. Congo, just about.
Happy days. What is it, Democratic Republic of Congo?
Yeah.
They're not that democratic, though, are they? I haven't rehearsed any of this. Obviously, it's just happened. So, got pretty much nothing on that. But what is quite funny, Egypt versus Iran in Seattle was designated a pride match. Oh my God. You know, players from the two countries where it's illegal to be gay were representing their country surrounded by arseless chaps and rainbow flags. That is, let's face it, that's got to be more off-putting than a shit on a dinner table, isn't it? You know what I mean? They were not happy. Obviously, back home in Egypt, Iran, they would have given them protesters the chance to see if they could fly. But in America, they had the freedom to troll the absolute out of homophobic countries, which quite frankly I respect. I think that's great. Putin's admitted that Russia are facing fuel shortages after Ukrainian attacks on oil refineries. I think we all know how this is going to end, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Whoever was in charge of defending them oil refineries, they are going to fall out of a window. Going to be by accident. Obviously, it's roughly the 79th time that accident has happened since the start of the war. You'd think by now that Putin would have replaced the windows, isn't it? Because they're obviously not safe, or at the very least, they need a new latch, so they only open 2 inches like a hotel. In fact, with Russia's current stats, you're safer being on the front lines facing a drone than a general stood next to an open window. Very clumsy. All right, be safe, generals. Moving on.
I hate those hotels with the small windows.
You hate the hotels with the small windows?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Sounds like a you problem, Chris. Stop interrupting the news. People in Stoke have been kicking off after new build estate. It was a new build estate that was earmarked for those on the housing register to be given exclusively to asylum seekers that entered the country illegally. Now, my mate has been waiting 10 months for a dentist appointment with a broken tooth. This also applies to Joan, although her tooth problems just started, so not quite. The council did everything they can as well to avoid paying my nan's care home fees. But if you're watching this from another country and your rent's a little high, head over here, grab yourself a free house, because we're pussies, isn't it? Finally, in lighter news, 3 nursing home workers in America have been arrested for organising and recording fights between residents with dementia. First rule of Fight Club obviously isn't an issue if you can't remember the fight anyway. That is up, I think we can all agree on it. But not only is it up, that is pointless as well, isn't it? Because anyone that watched the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight will know that that is going to be boring and never ever make it to Netflix. So yeah, that's it. Welcome to thank you for watching the news.